Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. We got everything up. All right. What's today's date? The 8th. 1/8. Let's jump over here to the main screen. Looking at today. Actually, let's look at the scans first. So today we have one up, SANA. The float is way too high on it. Following that, we have Kerr. Um, and I really didn't like that pattern that it's coming out with. We'll look through some of these catalysts. We really want to focus on things that can move and won't be so choppy. Now, sometimes we see these come out and they are, you know, they're a higher float, but they still move. But they get choppy throughout the middle of the day, after the first hour or so, and they get really choppy and droppy like big wicks. It's very rare that they just go and go and go like we are used to the low floats doing. But for today, also over here on FOMC, we see that there is a speech by Governor Christopher Waller coming up today at the Lectures of Governor event in Paris, France. And then tomorrow, let's see, the 9th, Federal Government National Day of Mourning. Yeah, so tomorrow will be closed. Bank payments will operate normally. Federal government offices will be closed Thursday, January 9th. I don't think the markets will be closed though, right? For that day of mourning. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, just been sizing down, taking some trades, and pretty much focusing on the bread and butter trades, nothing crazy. Just locking up some profit just to get the year started off with some a cushion. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's go ahead and jump over here to the first one, Sana, which is a super high float one that is leading the day with percent gain, but not in volume. So Sana Biotechnology. Good morning, Peter. All right, so Sana Biotechnology announces positive clinical results for type 1 diabetes, study of islet cell transplantation without immunosuppression. All right, so that's their news, but that float is what's throwing me off on that one. SANA. And so I'm probably going to add this one to a no trade list because of that float, if the float is correct. For me. And somebody else could probably trade it, maybe. Looking at the insider holding, very small, held by institutions, 92%. And it's so all of this just takes it off of the list. So I'm put SANA on a no trader list. No trade list. Let's jump to the next one. Curr, CURR. Currents debut seamless AI call center solutions. Okay. It is 46 million outstanding shares. We'll go and look at that flow in a minute. A suite of AI powered tools designed to reduce costs, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. So, yes, it has news on today, but not really hot news that really catches my eye with the Curr. Float. Okay, let me reload that page. Maybe I'm tripping. Okay, let's go to Market Watch. Curr. Open day range, blah blah blah. Okay, float is looking like 18.91 million on Kerr. Okay, it's not bad, but you know other factors do contribute as well. I'm seeing one called Silo popping up. It's a low float, SILO. Silo Pharma. Press releases. Silo Pharma awarded U.S. patent for groundbreaking PTSD treatment. Prepares for SPC 15 clinical trial. Oh, that's some pretty good news. I mean, I guess they're going into clinical trials. Maybe something there. So let me put up here for Silo, SILO. We'll go ahead and copy that. We'll see what that does, if it can hold up ATR highs and all that good stuff. Let's go over and check the actual float. Okay, float of 4.3 million and not really heavily held by institutions or insiders. Okay. So I will copy this noise so I can remember what that float and all that good stuff was. But it's the first promising one I've seen on today, actually. All right. Next one, Kerr Tibet, TPET, TPET, TPET is up 58%. Trio Petroleum. Let's go to press releases. Trio to acquire producing oil and gas assets in prolific heavy oil region of oh my gosh, I just broke my brain. I'm not even gonna Canada. Okay. This news came out on December 19th for TPET. Let's go look at the floats and all this stuff. Float of 36.9 million. Insiders are doing some holding here. I throw it up there just to watch it. It's not a no trade, right? TPT. Float is a little bit higher for sure. Percent. Okay. Next one is looking like, I'm just looking down the list here. So we did Sana, that's a no trade. Kerr, I'll leave that one. What did I say about Kerr? I didn't put it on the list, so it must not have been that that standouty. Silo, Tibet, ABSI, NLSP, those are a little bit too low. I like to see them get up a little bit more than that. All right. Oh, ABSI has that shares outstanding, probably means that it has a heavy float. Let's go and look at that ABSI. Float of 85.94 million. Heavier on the institution side than on the inside side, so that can probably get a little choppy. So I guess we'll just stick with these top four. We'll see what holds up, or not top four. Sana's not in there. Kerr, let me go back and look at Kerr and make sure that I didn't miss anything on that one. Oh, there was no float. Maybe this thing hasn't been trading that long. Let's go to Kerr. Um, yeah, it hasn't been, let's see. Trading started 9/9/2024. Oh, it started trading in what's the 9? What's that, November? 10th is October. So yeah, November. October, November, no, September. September 3rd is when it started trading. So it hasn't been trading long enough to get any kind of data out here. So that's gonna be a no trade for me on CURR. Even if it goes crazy, I just let it go crazy by itself. I have to have at least the majority of my criteria, there, because I don't want to be guessing out here for sure. All right, so let's go and look at the actual charts for these. So starting with SANA, you can already see in pre-market the chop factory that is already ensuing on this one. You can see wicks to both sides, sellers getting on top, buyers pushing it up, buyers pushing it way up, buyers pushing it even more up, then a drop. So kind of like a big guessing game on Sana. Next one was Kerr, which is on the no trade list here. Hasn't been trading long enough to even do the calculations that I want to do. The biggest day was during aftermarket and pre-market, which it went from 190 up to 12 and fell all the way back down here, and now it's back to 297. So not really interested in that one. Silo is a low float, but as you can see on this one, a little bit of, it's gonna have to make a decision. A couple wicks up here, but it is a low float, maybe with potential to make a move. The other thing that really throws me off on Silo is the ATR. We'll see what this ATR opens up as, but right now it's only 9 cents on the ATR. I'm like, I need a little bit more than that. TPET. So if it gets up, if the ATR rises and it starts making a average range higher where I can get more of a rate of change, sure, I'll mess with that. But for right now, these top three I'm not touching. TPET is the next one. TPET, another one. We can see the wicks on. Lower float. Oh, I say lower float. 36. Wait, why does it have outstanding shares 3 million here, but on the float it said 36 million in the float? Let me go check some other sources here. So we've checked Yahoo. Let's go check Market Watch for TPET. Then this one says a float of 2.9 million. So wait a minute. This one said 36, right? TPET. Float of 36 million. All right, I'll just put them both on there just to remember. Go back over to Market Watch, and then we'll check FinViz as well. So float 2.9 mil. Float at Market Watch 2.9 mil. Float at FinViz. And then let's also check FinViz, or no, Market Watch, Yahoo, and then check FinViz. So TPET, Petroleum Corp. Float is looking like 2.90. So over here at FinViz is 2.90. So we got two saying 2.90 and one saying 36. We will see on the open, but for now, the two that I'm watching will be Silo, and Silo needs to get that ATR up, and then TPET are the two that I'm watching over here for small cap, low float movers. And everything else has got a lot of work to do. NLSP just looking nasty. Don't want anything to do with this one. Look at this. NLSP popped up to 450. Look at that big old drop back down. All the way, almost the whole candle, the whole length of the candle back down. So not too interested in that. We'll see what happens on the open with the rest of these. But yeah, just taking notes, seeing what the market has to offer, and I only found two. Let's see. The other one, NLSP, I'm gonna put that on a no trade list. No matter what happens, if it pops up or whatever, I'm okay with not trading NLSP. So we got three no traders there that are low floats. We had a couple of fallers today. Fubo, FUBO, RGTI, and LAES took some dips. So Fubo, we saw this was a super high float. I did not touch this one because of that float. It was a really choppy ride through the ATR highs. It did rise higher, came back up here again and tried to continue to hold, but just did not have that low float type potential. Moved from what? Moved down here during pre-market 150 all the way up to 479. Then intraday $3, pretty much struggling to get to the 4, almost 5, then breaking 5. And so, really choppy moves. And then in pre-market went from $5 up to 660, only $1 move back down. So it really just wasn't a lot to squeeze out there, in my opinion, unless you want to hold through chop. RGTI is another one that has been grinding higher the past couple of weeks, starting from November, and kind of started grinding up into December, and now it's January, and it has hit up here to 21, and now it's back down to 13. This one was another one with the higher float, so we just didn't even touch these, just stayed out of the way of them because of the chop factory. LAES is another one that had that same kind of setup where it got going from 50 cents, went all the way up to 11 on a very choppy ride over a few weeks, and now it's back down to $5. So again, just avoided those, keep those out of the trade statistics, because they usually end up hurting more than helping. ABSI, like I said, this one looks like it has a higher float, so I'm gonna put that on a no trade as well. ABSI, it is a lower price, but yeah, let's go check that. Did I already check this float? I forget. ABSI. This is why I have to take notes, because later on in the day, I'm like, did I look at that? What was the conclusion on that? And then if I don't have the notes, I'll end up being like, oh, let me just trade it. It's looking good. Forget all that. Let's just do it. And I end up doing bad things. All right, so let's look at the float here. ABSI. Got about 10 minutes to the bell. Come on now. ABSI statistics. Let's see what we got. Float of 85. Okay. 85 held by insiders. Okay. Yeah, this one was one that I didn't want. I'm good with that. ABSI, I will throw that on a no trade. So we got 4 no traders. And not seeing anything new pop on just yet. So Sana, Kerr, NL, SP, ABSI, no trades. And we'll see if anything new pops up that is green on the day. Because usually I'm trading, that's when I make the most, is trading green stocks. I just have found that trading red stocks, you can make money, but you're fighting the trend basically. You are hardcore fighting the trend. All right. Anything else? So these are our top 5 that we have diagnosed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm not worried about all 8 ALTM, because there's those shares outstanding. I'm sure that thing is huge. Let's see. TPET, one of the ones that I was watching, is making a move higher here. Let's also look at Silo. Silo. So it's between Silo and T-Pit right now for what I will actually trade if I'm going to trade something. Let's go and look at the NQ as well, just to keep an eye on what the overall market is doing. So yesterday had a nice move downward, rode the ATR high, dropped a little bit more, made a low down here of 21, 222, and kind of just trading under the ATR now. So we'll see what that wants to do as well. SOXS and SOXL aren't doing it. SOSL is red on the day, of course, because the SPY moved down, or the NQ moved down. And SOXS is green on the day, but I'm not going to trade either one of those. Okay, Kerr, Silo, T-Pet. All right, T-Pet forming another wick. Hit a high up here of 267. I'm not going to put any levels out. I want to see those ATRs come out before I start doing any kind of levels or anything. I want to see a break out of the ATR high. This one moved from 120, 125-ish up to 215. So a little bit of a smaller move than what we've been seeing with some of these low floats. This one moved from $1 up to $2. So a dollar move, like I said, a little bit smaller than we've been seeing. So we know that yesterday we had DATs that went through the roof. Actually, let me go and look at that. DATS had no catalyst, but went through the roof. Now I traded DATs down here before lunchtime, around the 3. I got in around right before it hit 3. So I was getting in, took the ride up here to like 350s and went ahead and sold it. I actually ended up, so let me zoom in on this. DATS. I actually ended up selling most of my position on this one and rebuying for another attempt up. But I'm trying to get back to the just stop trading at lunchtime. You know, just go get some lunch, go do something else at this time. Now it did continue up even with no catalyst, so I know some shorts took one for the team yesterday. And one of those things you have to think about, like how does this affect the shorts mindset, right? Seeing this, like let's say if they were shorting down here because it had no catalyst, we can see this big sell-off here from 335 to down here to 271. That's some shorts getting on. And then we see, okay, well it came back to this level, shorts tried again at this little kind of spinning top here and failed. And then it just starts to just push them out of their positions with no catalyst. So I understand their frustration on that one yesterday. But when are they going to regain confidence is my question. Like when are they going to be like, oh man, no, I'm not streaming only on Kick. I'm streaming on YouTube on, where am I streaming actually? Let me go look. YouTube, I'm streaming on 2 channels. My channel and Framework Fortune. I'm streaming on Twitch and I'm streaming on Kick. So I'm streaming on all of those platforms right now. But yeah, I've only found 2 that I'm really like, okay, let's do this. I usually stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I kind of am out of the office, doing some more hands-on work. I mean, I do some remote work. I work in IT and work with different companies and XYZ, but you know, I do some remote work, but some things have to be done hands-on, and I have to go and get those done. So I have to kind of mitigate the week. But I spend more days streaming than not. And I don't like to really stream all day either. Stream, let you guys know what I'm looking at. We also have a Discord. The Discord is free to join. anytime the stream ends, we continue conversations into the Discord about new things that are popping up, new ideas, and not just day trading, but also building dividend portfolios. I have dividend portfolios. We talk about the longer term investments, just all over, like all investments. Is what we talk about in the Discord. A lot of times I don't have time to go into that on stream, but in the Discord we can hop in to a Discord meetup or something, or whatever, and chop it up, talk about strategy, talk about metrics, all of that good stuff. So T-Pet made a high here of 229. Silo, both of them pulling back now. I want to see who's going to be the number one on the day. Now, if the number one on the day ends up being one of these no trade stocks that we pulled out, then, well, I'll just let it go on by itself. But I hope something new pops up. I hope that some good news pops out. But we also have that speech by Waller that we were looking at over here on FOMC, Federal Reserve. Today is what, the 8th? Yeah, speech by Governor Waller coming out on the economic outlook. And I don't know how heavy that's going to be, or if he's going to say anything that's, pertaining to small caps, but, just to be in the know that that is happening today. And you can always watch it. You can come out here to federalreserve.com, news events, go to the calendar, and you can watch it live to see what's going on over there. Yep. Yep. So we'll see what they got going this year. I kind of do this every year, just size down into the beginning of the year, get some kind of cushion, because I don't know what the year has to hold. But I've been using the ATRs, looking for the ATR high breaks. I pretty much have been exclusively trading those ATR high breaks. You'll see them calculate after the open. And that's what you see up here, the ATR high. It says NAN right now because it can't calculate, because TOS, it calculates during the intraday. I only trade intraday. Pre-market, I just kind of use it for, review and research. I know that some strategies call for, breaking news. Some people are just looking for this breaking news. Find this thing first coming out. I want to have a chance to actually read the news and kind of see, is this thing good? Is this thing bad? Could it continue higher? But I'm pretty sure some bots made this move happen, and then some people actually got in and traded it around this $2 area. But we'll see what that wants to do. Seeing a couple more tickers dropping. QBTS. Now, I don't know if you guys watched the NVIDIA speech about with the NVIDIA CEO, how he was talking about quantum computers really won't take a real foothold in right now. It has about 15 years into the future until it actually does it. So that's why you see some of the quantum stocks dropping. That's why, because of that speech. Because NVIDIA supplies a lot of the graphics cards and a lot of the technology that's used in it. Let's go over here and see the ATRs come out. So Sana was a no trade. We're not going to focus on that. Kerr was a no trade. T-Pet. So we have T-Pet ATR high up here of 224 right now. And it's going away from the ATR. And then, what was the other one? Silo. Silo isn't even, I don't even see Silo anymore. Where did Silo go? Maybe it just lost too much volume. Silo has an ATR up here of 215. So I like to see the ATR being broken and it to hold over the ATR. So we can see Silo coming up to this ATR 216. And a lot of times the ATR will become a brick wall, but sometimes it shoots on through. So we're watching Silo touch the ATR right there. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Silo getting a tap on the ATR there at 217 and popping down. Let's see if we can actually hold this ATR. It's looking a little bit better than TPET right now. TPET's not even going up to the ATRs yet, so let's just focus over here on Silo. Should come back into gave a little bit of a pop up here through the ATRs. Now I do use 15 minutes, and you know, sometimes people are like, man, 15 minutes, you got to wait a long time. Yeah, I mean, but you know, the moves that happen on a 15-minute are really, really, you know, stable. You know, because I mean, the 1 minute, all of the 1 minutes in there, they build up and make a structure. And so people make a decision based on the 1 minute, and that affects the 5 minute, and that affects the 10 minute. And by the time it gets up to 15 minute, like if I wait for a candle to close, a lot of times I dodge a lot of slams and a lot of, you know, just misinformation in the smaller time frames, waiting on the 15 minute, you know, waiting for this first 15 minutes especially to kind of go by. But right now, Silo is leading on the day. It is leading on the day. Up there to the highs. It did get through the ATR high. It's up 134% into, oh, I thought it was halting. But yeah. So this is what I kind of look for. Break the ATR high and show me that you can hold this high with a pullback. Show me some type of pullback here. But as we've seen across multiple stocks today, there has been quite a bit of wicks, and we can see this in pre-market how it pulled down here from 244 down here to $2. So a 40-cent rip down. If it were to rip down right now, 40 cents, it would still be above the ATR. So we'll we'll see how that holds this 220 level. But that's what we want to do. We want to zero in on what's a low float, what has the ability to move, and then if it's going to give us the setup that we're looking for. Now, some of them just go straight up and then they make a big fall. If that happens, then it's probably going to take a little bit more time before it's ready to recover, maybe later on in the day. But right now it's up at 275. That move was an ATR break from 221 all the way up to 275. About 50 cents of movement there. The ATR on Silo right now is 21 cents, so it is meeting the criteria for trades for me. So it is. I'm definitely going to be watching. The relative volume out here is 133 times its normal relative volume. So it definitely is one that I'm going to be watching heavily and looking to try to get some gains off of here today. Let's see. Silo, big boy. So we got the point of control right now is at the 195. It hasn't moved up yet. The majority of the trades is still down below it. So we have to see if it can hold out of this level. And the news on this one, it was awarded a U.S. patent for groundbreaking PTSD treatment and prepares for SPC 15 clinical trials. So we'll see if that holds up. And like I said, I wait for at least the first 15 minutes to close. We see that it threw a high up here to 281 and now is kind of pulling back towards our ATR, kind of bouncing around in here. We'll see. We shall see. Does have some news on the day. The float of 4.3 million. Not really heavily held by insiders or institutions. Only 4% by insiders and 2%, 2.46% by institutions. The markets, NQ and all of that is kind of just sideways out of the open. We can see that there was some type of buying pressure, but no big moves back over the ATR highs, just kind of sideways consolidation. But have not seen a pullback yet on this one. Silo 100 shares at 222. Nice. You got the ATR break. ATR high break there. 275s, 275s, pushing into the 80s just a little bit. Yeah, I just like the ATR high breaks, man. They can be very, very powerful. And you know, you can play it with small size on the first break. I just save the capital and wait for a pullback. But yeah, you can definitely play them straight off the rip out of the ATR high. Sometimes that ATR high becomes a little bit of a brick wall, but sometimes it happens like this. It breaks and it really gets a nice exaggerated break before it does any type of pulling back. It's gonna go ahead and break 3 already. So we have a whole dollar level that it's trying to break right here of 3. Keeps playing around those 90s, but coming back into the 80s. Okay, 299. So the whole dollar level has been tested now, and it kind of got through it. Okay. So now it is well away from the ATR high. It has plenty of playroom that we can kind of see what it wants to do here. Pre-market high was 243. So we got this zone in here from 3 to 243. Continue to push. Let me zoom back a little bit. What you got out here? Okay. 324s. Nice big move on this first 15-minute candle. So definitely some excitement here on this one. Now up 190 times its regular volume. It's relative, yeah, an average day. But it's the only one that I'm seeing that can play ball today for me. All right, are you going to come back within this zone here under the 3? You went up 30 cents over the 3, so where those shorts sit? Yeah, I want to put y'all little boots on and get to work. Coming back down to 3. Not really breaking down 3 though. All right, back into the zone under 3. Now let's see a pullback. Can you survive ATR highs? ATR highs, I mean, it has quite a bit of ways to get back down here to the 225 now. And these ATRs recalculate. They're based on the last 14 bars. So whatever time frame I put them on, like if I put it on a 1 minute or whatever, it takes the last 14 bars and gives you the average true range of those 14 bars. So if I were to put it on an hour, it'll be different. If I were, you know, it just recalculates based on time frame. But right now, based on this, it's at 225 there. It does not need to drop below that or it will be dead to me. This 15 minutes still hasn't closed. But this is the leading volume mover of today with 66 million shares traded and an ATR of 25 cents now. So started the day, Silo had 9 cents and it jumped from 9 cents up to 25 cents. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to let this thing prove that it can pull back and survive without crashing out. But I'm about to go ahead and get to my morning meeting, see what's going on in the world of business. And I'll just come back and look into this one. I've only taken two or a couple trades this week. I'm green on the week, green on last week, green on the month. But, you know, just taking my time, looking for these low floats that can give an opportunity, and trading above the ATR highs is pretty much what I've been doing. But yeah, this one $3 looks like there's some thinking going on at $3 here. But yeah, I'm about to jump off and go handle some business. If it continues to hold, I will be looking to play dips when it does actually dip. And I don't just jump in on any dip. I want to see it if it's going to fall, how far it's going to fall, right? Made this big move up, came back almost to, let's see, 275s is right here, three. Yeah, it's got some thinking to do in here. So I don't want to rush anything. Plus, it's already showed us it's got a nice topping tail wick on this 15-minute candle. So it may have some thinking to do back down here before it decides if it's going to go back up to the highs. Anyway, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like I said, the conversations continue over into the Discord. I usually, after this meeting, I jump back into Discord and be like, yo, I'm back on the charts. Let's see what's happening. But I'll see what happens during this meeting today. And see what kind of plays are in play today. What is Kerr doing? Kerr, this is one of those no traders that I was looking at. I like Silo a lot better, but Kerr is up here 166%, breaking the ATR high. But I'm not touching that one today. More focus on Silo. But either one, both of them are on my small cap scanner. They both have reached a significant amount of volume where you can get in and out very easily. But it's between those two, Silo and Kerr right now. T-Pet kind of disappeared from the chart. I don't even see T-Pet anymore. T-Pet, yeah, it didn't break ATR highs. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna keep my eyes on both of these, see which one can survive a fall, and then try. Well, no, I'm not trading Kerr. That's on a no trade. I'm actually going to see if Silo can survive a fall and then play dips on Silo. Anyway, that is it for me today. Again, appreciate you guys for tuning in on YouTube and Twitch and Kick and everywhere else. And if you want to, you can join the Discord. It is free. But yeah, that's it for me. Let's go over here and get something going. And as always, let's see. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.